Let's start with an exercise. Write a sentence on each of the following. This is what I stand for. Now stop the video and write out your answer. This is the kind of person, spouse, and parent I most want to be. And this is what I most want to model for my children. When we're not clear about what we stand for, we tend to focus on what we're against. The psychological effects of being against something is your focus is on the exertion of power, of getting some kind of compensation or retribution for perceived wrongdoing. That's when you're against something. It's not on fairness. Your fantasies are to force submission or even punish. The psychological effects of being for something. You focus on cooperation, harmony, equality, fairness. That's important because whatever you focus on, you're likely to get more of. Mental focus amplifies and magnifies. What you focus on becomes more important than what you don't focus on. When we stand for something, we have more conviction. That's strong belief that behavior is right, moral, consistent with your deeper values. If you lack conviction, it's almost always because you're not for something. You know what you're against, but not really what you're for. Confidence. See, the only confidence that comes from being against something requires adrenaline, and adrenaline is short-lived. You crash and then self-doubt comes in. So genuine confidence that endures through all moods and frames of mind comes from standing for something. And you have passion when you stand for something, and that builds value in your life. It generates energy, and it prolongs life. When you stand against something, you develop an illusion of certainty, and that's the adrenaline effect. It gives you a spike of energy and confidence. When you are against something, you're absolutely certain that you're right, and you're absolutely oversimplifying. You're not processing enough information. Certainty is an emotional state, not an intellectual one. To feel certain, you have to limit the amount of information you process. And the more you limit, the more likely you are to be wrong. Self-doubt returns as soon as the adrenaline effect fades. Anger and resentment comes with being against something, and that is devaluing and intolerant and is likely to get negative reactions. It depletes energy. You wear yourself out when you're against something. Also highly contagious, but more in a reactive way. You turn people off when you're against something. And it shortens your lifespan. Try this 3-week experiment. Adopt all the things you listed in the What I Stand For question as motivations, guides, and measures of all your behavior. If you feel irritated, bored, resentful, angry, or depressed, redouble your efforts to embody what you stand for. To the extent that you're successful, you'll notice after 3 weeks substantial improvement in feelings of authenticity and general well-being. You'll like yourself better.